Hi guys, welcome to Chuck's Corner, another really cool video. It's called Seeing is Not Believing. And that's what magic's all about. What you think you see is really not. Classic. All right, let me get a quick drink of coffee. All right, let me tell you something that happened to me about 3 years ago. I was out late at night. I parked my car. I was going to visit a friend. I get out, I'm walking on the street, and I got mugged. You heard me correctly, I got mugged. Let me reenact what happened here. First of all, the guy come up to me. He said, "Hey, I got a gun." I said, "Whoa, what are you, a clown?" But, but he didn't look like a clown. All right. I got robbed. He actually took my jewelry, took my money. When I called the police a little bit later on, they said, "Can you identify him?" I said, "Yes, absolutely. He kind of looked like this." That's about the best I could do. But let me explain. I'm going to reenact what happened here. Let me turn this thing inside out. All right. First of all, he said to me, "Look, I want your money." I said, "Oh, no." So I said, "Okay, all right, all right. You know what? You got to comply." So I basically pulled the money out and he put it inside of his hat. All right. He took his mask off, which was probably one of the silliest things I've ever seen in my life. So I got a good view of him. But he put the money inside of his hat. Then he said, "I want your watch." I said, "Oh, no. This has been in my family for many, many years. I mean, you could actually book hotels with this thing. It's like the latest in modern technology with a vintage look." So he put the watch inside the hat. Then you guessed it. He said, "I want your ring." I said, "No, no, no. This came from my grandmother." He said, "I don't care who it came from." So, so I had no other option. So he basically got the ring and he placed it down inside of the hat as well. All right. And when he ran away, he was in for a surprise because you never mug a magician. I'll show you what I mean. Bam, the money came back. That's the most important thing. We'll toss it over here. Believe it or not, you're not going to believe this. Bam, the watch came back. And of course, boom, the ring came back. So you never mug a magician. And he was left, believe it or not, with a completely empty hat, which he dropped on the ground. And that helped identify him with his DNA inside of there. All right, so that's the first thing. This is pretty cool here. I think you're going to like this. Bam! What I have is an empty tube. We're going to place it over this cylinder type of a cone. And we're going to just pour some regular H2O in here, also known as water. All right. And watch what happens. When I remove the cone, careful you don't spill this stuff. You reach inside of the previously empty tube, and we have a scarf. Look at this. We have another. Oh my goodness, look at this. We have another. Will the wonders never cease? We'll put these over here. And now what's cool about this, when you raise the tube, it is now transformed to rice. All right. Now what I'm going to do is pour the water back into the empty tube, into the abyss, and watch what happens. When I reach up inside, it changes to a glass of milk. Pretty cool. Now we're going to carry this one step further. I have a piece of newspaper. I was just checking this out. It's really strange how people die in alphabetical order, isn't it? These jokes are pretty bad. All right, we're just going to wrap up the glass of milk. Give a little puncture, and believe it or not, it changes back to water. Simply amazing. All right. And throughout the years, I've got a lot of awards. And I'm not trying to brag. I don't make a big production about it. But this is one of them. Kind of cool. And I'm going to show it. I'm going to place it on this tray right here. All right. Now, everything is somewhat elusive. We're going to cover up this amazing piece that I had from many, many years ago. Remember what I said, seeing is not believing? Whew, it really isn't. All right. Hey, thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a great day. Hit that subscribe button. We'll talk to you later.